Welcome to Michigan in Focus, powered by thecentersquare.com. This episode features a piece by Center Square contributor Carly Moran, headlined, quote, "Michigan Budget Remains Divisive After the State Consensus Revenue Estimating Conference," end quote. Here's the story. After a recent consensus revenue estimating conference, tensions remain between the Michigan Legislature and Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer. In February, the governor proposed an $80.7 billion budget for the 2025 fiscal year. Since then, both the House and Senate have passed their own. After the Consensus Revenue Estimating Conference, or CREC, a final vote in both chambers is necessary to finalize the budget before the July 1st deadline. But there are disagreements between the legislature and governor on education spending. This year's tax revenue is projected to be about $31.7 billion, which reflects a slight increase from January's CREC. It's expected to reach $32.4 billion by October 1st. State Treasurer Rachel Eubanks said, quote, "Tax collections are strong. Corporate income tax withholding, and interest earnings are strong. Economic growth and higher wages are leading to higher income tax collections," end quote. The results from the most recent CREC are stable, reflecting similar results as January. Eubanks said in a news conference, quote, "Like our revenue picture, the economy is strong and stable. Today we heard many good reports about the U.S. economy and Michigan economy. For example, individuals are spending, wage increases are outstripping inflation, and inflation is stabilizing," end quote. Budget Director Jen Flood described the 2025 fiscal year as a return to normal after years of high revenue and expanded programs from the pandemic. Whitmer wants to use the extra money to boost education spending to include funding for free community college and preschool. She also recommended cutting per pupil grants to cyber schools to 80% of what brick and mortar schools receive. This plan has received support in the Senate, but not the House. Senator Appropriations Minority Vice Chair John Bumstead, a Republican from North Muskegon, referenced multiple points of concern, such as a $700 million income tax increase and redirecting $670 million from the Teacher Retirement Fund. Bumstead said, quote, "This latest revenue estimate sends a serious message that lawmakers should proceed with caution as we finalize the state's 2025 fiscal year budget over the next few weeks. Now is not the time to irresponsibly spend state dollars, drive up costs, and raise taxes on overburdened Michiganders," end quote. Republican minority leaders have widely criticized the budget for its size, expressing concern over declining sales revenue due to inflation. House Republican leader Matt Hall, a Republican from Kalamazoo, described Whitmer's February estimation as wasteful spending. This podcast was made with the assistance of AI technology. Please subscribe, and thanks for listening.
He ran for state office and was beaten. Started a business and failed. Ran for Congress and lost. But thankfully, Abraham Lincoln didn't give up. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.